Okay, I don't know what happened, but this looks more normal. I don't know why it did what it did. Yeah, the sun's all in the way. Um, so now nobody's here. Oh, good Lord. I started it. I I had this all planned out early. I technical difficulties. I just can't like do this stuff anymore. Okay. Okay. Deep breath. There are moments when one more thing is too much. Okay, it's working. I see Tiny GPS and Catherine. Hi, guys. I hope other people come out. I can't even go back and share this one without like losing the whole thing. And you have this. We're here. Okay. And it looks like there was a bug here. Sorry. Um, so I came over to check on the chickens at the neighbor's place where I house sat. And she's just telling me that she's not coming back the day she thought she was, and I could spend a couple nights here if I want to. I don't know that I will. Hi, SRR. So, hi, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Simply Live with me, the stuck, the stressed by little things more often lately. Simply Lesa. Oh, good Lord. Deep breath. So, I decided since I was just here for a little while and I wasn't planning on spending more nights here because I thought that this homeowner would be here tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow, I thought. Whatever, didn't matter. Um, I was being careful, right, to make sure that I'm protecting her home the way she needed it protected. Anyway, um, so she just as we were figuring out these two bizarre how come I can't make the live feed start stuff this morning. She texted me at the same time. Maybe that bumped me off. I don't know what happened. Anyway, so she said I could spend a couple more nights here if I wanted to. I'll have to figure that out because I already told the mechanic that I was that he knows. Yeah. So okay. So my head's screwed up after all this. And who is it? I have this one person on Facebook that's forever saying, "You're so negative and you don't know what you're doing, and karma's a bitch and it's gonna bite you in your ass or something." And I was like, "Oh, really? Please just leave me the freak alone." I mean, good Lord, you're not here. You don't know everything that's going on for me. I only tell you what on here. I only tell you parts of what's going on. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you. And if you want to share it over on our page or what, I'm just going to do a little thing. So at a little bit of a point here, I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to walk you around because I've had people tell me that this car's not a hoopty. And to me, a hoopty means it's been repaired with duct tape and zip ties and screws in weird places and bubble gum, and you get the drift, right? It's just not a great car. But at the same point, it probably runs and it's probably fine. Okay. I haven't done any of my normal announcements. Hi, all 8 people who were here. Welcome. Thanks for coming. Yes, there are parts of nomad life that are not fun. I have had one of those this summer, spring thing. Um, my car broke down on my birthday, June 29th. I turned 65. My my favorite 1998 Chevy Tracker with it's a first gen body style with a 1.6 liter 16 valve engine, blew a head gasket after I left Vegas. After I left Tonopah, I got gas in Tonopah, and I was on a very rural route through the mountains on my way toward Bend, Oregon. Never got to Oregon, still here. I'm in this little place called Round Mountain, is the post office that does the deliveries. I'm halfway between Tonopah and Austin, Nevada. I am at a very educated, very thorough, careful vintage restoration car shop. Is I broke down near there. That's the mechanic that is helping me with whatever's going on with my car. So as we dug into checking that when the head gasket went, we had to further check the engine, and we found that the block was cracked. So then we were in the market for an engine. The first engine I bought, it was a scam, but luckily PayPal was involved and I was able to get all my money back. That wasted, I don't know, a month. And then we were on the hunt for a new engine. Can't find new engines for my particular thing. Can't find blocks. Can't find parts exactly. You can in other countries, but you can't here. Even on eBay, like, not happening. So the mechanic helped me. I spent hard because I spent all my grocery money and all the donations people had sent me. And I spent $1,900, something like that, on an engine from a junkyard that was supposed to be turnkey, along with the warranty and shipping costs. That engine turned out to also have a bad head gasket, but upon further inspection, the block is fine, and so it's possible to rebuild the engine. That's what we're doing. In the meantime, we're in such a rural area that one, deliveries are challenging. Two, it's about 4 hours, I think we figured out, from any machine shop, because all the machine shops in the rural areas out here shut down recently in the last couple of years, well, since COVID, because the cost of running a shop was too much and they weren't getting enough business. So it's 4 hours to Reno and it's 4 hours to Vegas to find machine shops. In the meantime, the mechanic's shop car, the front end went in it. And we're talking like tie rods and stuff like that. And he was having a problem with his brakes. So he ordered the parts for his own shop car. But Rock Auto and Summit Racing are his two favorite places to order unusual car parts, or car parts for vehicles that are vintage and whatever else. And anyway, the parts were on back order till after Christmas. That's for his shop car, so he can't even leave. His wife leaves because she works in the town 40 miles away, and she takes kids to school and to soccer practice and things like that. But her car was having trouble. So you get the drift. This is just an awkward situation. And so I am still working on rebuilding that engine for the 98 Chevy Tracker, the white one. In the meantime, I was able to house sit for a neighbor for about 10 days-ish. And then a widow in the area decided, she found out that I was around, and she has sold me. It's weird to say this, but has sold me for a few $100s her late husband's car. It's a hoopty. Hoopty does not mean that the brand of car is bad or something else. It actually is a Chevy Tracker 2002 four-door Z2 model, V6 engine, which is another good one. But this one was the country mountain vehicle that every time they were going on a dirt road, they took this one, put it four-wheel drive, beat it up. So anyway, and this woman, this woman did not want to see her husband's car anymore because he passed away 8 months ago. So it has sat for 8 months. So now I'm going to turn this around and we're going to walk over and I'm going to show you why I say it's a hoopty. And I don't know what else we're going to talk about, but please ask me questions because the stress of having trouble starting the live this morning, along with other stuff, my thoughts don't connect really great. You go through enough stress over time and these things happen. So just to give you just a hair more information, I'm going to walk and hopefully we don't lose the signal going over to the car. That's what I'm concerned about. If we lose the signal, I'll get the best pictures I can and I'll run back here closer to this lady's place. Whoops, I'm turning. You're looking at me. That closer to there, the porch, so that the Wi-Fi will work. So let's try this, okay? So here we go. Turning it around. Now I don't think I can expand this, but we're looking at this little car. Please work. Please don't lose the signal. We're going past the chicken coop and the little art studio. And so it's this car right here. I think I still have signal. I'm not seeing it scrolling. So this is it, okay? And so when I say hoopty, it's things like, in order to keep the thing together, it was loose, so it got duct tape. Well, that's hoopty. There's some rusty areas, but they're not horrible, right? It's not rusted out underneath. Taillights cracked. It's not horrible. I'm waiting on the bulbs to show up. I ordered bulbs off of Amazon because there's no place around here to get parts. You have to drive at least a little over an hour to get to a parts store. See, trim missing. Not horrible. Flappy trim, okay? A little clip missing, flappy trim. This is what a hoopty is, okay? It's got a little crunch in the fender. It's not horrible. I was concerned, the mechanic, the hood was a little floppy when I test drove this. So the mechanic yesterday straightened that out a little bit, so I don't have to worry about the wind catching it, flipping it up or something. That would have been annoying. So this is what I mean by a hoopty car, okay? So let's see if I can walk on this side. I don't see scrolling, so I think we're still okay. See? Sunburnt paint job. Not horrible. Oh, I didn't show you this up here. A broken piece of the roof rack. Not horrible. I'm not saying it's horrible. I didn't say that. I just called it a hoopty because, geez, I've been around hoopties. I get it. The lights are all faded and it's just a hoopty. No big deal. To me, no big deal. Now, we about to see the real hooptiness though, okay? And some of this has started to be fixed. Okay, so see, the door handle's been siliconed. The hinge won't stay open. Watch. Boop. No big freaking deal. That doesn't mean it won't run. Okay, the airbags have been deployed. There's duct tape and no horn. Okay, the other airbag had been deployed as well, but they just put screws in it. And check out the way the glove box is attached. Okay, you get it? See how the seats are all torn and fugly? And I didn't want to sit in this seat. It's so torn and fugly and whatever else. I mean, it's fugly. So there's a towel over it. the towels. I don't know that you can see this well, but whatever. And I'll show you in a minute. I did get some. The carpet's nasty. Okay? The carpet's nasty. Okay. This stick shift lever, there's a picture someplace I had put out this week, but there's a picture. This was broken in half. Like, you could not touch this shift lever. It would flop. It was busted in half. Now, the trim for this, whoops, I just can see it now. The sun's kind of in my eyes. The trim for this is sitting in the back seat right now. See it right there? That's the trim for it right there. So, this is this way because the mechanic did a trade with me, a barter. No, not a trade, but a barter with me, that if I would buy him the plastic welder kit, I didn't even know what that was, but I do now, that he would then help me get this thing running well enough so that we can use it, whether we can only use it here in this area or we can use it further away. That was up in the air when I first got it. See to fugly dirty. This was nasty with about 4 inches of dog hair in it, okay? Now, this box right here, I found a really good deal on Amazon, and I bought seat covers, which I have not put on because I need a little more. They're a little more complicated than I was ready for yesterday, but they're pretty decent looking, just gray seat covers. The all the information on those seat covers on Amazon said, don't ever put them in the washing machine, they'll fall apart. But they were $9.99 for a set that will even cover the back seat. And I figured, well, George and Tammy helped with that decision, but I figured it would just help me to feel like it takes the other person out of, that sounds weird, but you know, it kind of removes the other people's energy and stuff. So again, here, trim missing on this rear third brake light thing. Not a big deal. Please hear that if you're the person who's been giving me a hard time on Facebook. Not a big freaking deal. Dirty as crap. Y'all, lots of you know I'm super allergic to dog hair. All this dog hair stuff's, I'm probably not going to sleep in this one, okay? Yes, I have some of my own things back here already. That's because, see this little rug? I got this off of Amazon too for like $9, okay? Under this, somebody did a patch. They couldn't get to something, so they cut a hole in the floor, and then they just put a piece of roof flashing and bolted it down. Not a big freaking ugly deal, but you know, this makes it cleaner and neater for me to put some things in here. And it doesn't stink. You know, I've had the windows open. I've simple greened it. The door closes, yay. You know, it's easier when things like doors close. So let's come to this side. And, and this was really nasty. These were full, these were full of dog hair. These pockets down here, it was like 3.5 inches thick of dog hair in there. And under the seats, it was just dirty. It's just was a country car. No big whoop deal. Anyway, there's a bug. Okay. And so this is the trim for the shifter up front. When we get done, we'll put that on. And I'll put these car seats on when I get a chance. And then I don't have to worry about what it looks like. It'll just feel better. Part of this is I just want it to feel a little better. Okay. I haven't talked about mechanics yet. Yes, I put Folgers coffee bags in here to kind of absorb smells just in case there were some. This seatbelt's not working good, but that's because we swapped the seatbelt thing with the one on the other side because the one on the other side was bad and I had to drive. So this seatbelt needs to be fixed, but Mike, the mechanic, yesterday found the other piece to why this seatbelt thing wasn't working right. So we'll talk about that some more. See how the glove box is on here and how the duct tape was. This, to me, this is oopty. Well, to most people, that's hoopty. It's not horrible. It's just hoopty. So, and I washed the steering wheel and it feels much cleaner, but I did buy a silicone steering wheel cover. I'm not even sure I'm going to use it yet, but I did buy one. We'll see what I'm going to do with that. But so this is hoopty. All right. Now we can talk about some of the, I didn't even see that. We're going to talk about some of the other things. It starts, now, not only does it start, but I can get the key in and out of the ignition, which was a little problem, and I can shift it. So yesterday, the mechanic and I'm hoping that you can hear me well enough. If I need to, can somebody let me know that you can? Because otherwise, I'll go sit in a different area and you can watch trees in my face. But for right now, let's talk about this. If you can't hear me, I'll repeat myself. So yesterday, so the mechanic has had the car. I've forgotten. He hasn't had it a week. I don't remember all the timing. Okay. Thank you, Shane. Oh, good. Thank you, Babs, too. Oh, hi, everybody. I'm just seeing some names. Thank you for all being around. I don't know what the embarrassing was. I'll have to scroll back and see the rest of your comments. But anyway, so here's the deal. So yeah, I couldn't get the key in and out of it. I wasn't sure, we started the heater and we started the air conditioner and they both work. But of course, all this crap flew out at us. It's just gotta clean it. It was just messy. But this stick shift being broken in two freaking pieces, that was a whole new one on me. I was like, I can't even shift it out of park to get it in gear. How the heck am I going to drive the thing all the way back to Arizona 11 and a half hours? I was like, I don't get it. I don't know how I'm going to do this. And you hear me, I know I'm speaking my slang from, oh my God, what the hell am I doing? Oops, sorry about the words, but sort of that's how it's been feeling. Like, what the heck am I doing? How am I going to tell anybody? How am I going to show up anywhere? I don't even know what the freak I'm doing, right? And then I'm like, but it's only been a few $100s. And so far, the mechanic's been great. He got this shifter working at this stage. Now, he's still got the trim piece to go over all that tape that's down on it, that's shiny because it's like electrical tape. But he's got the trim. But because he had fixed that and a couple other things, he was like, come on, Lesa, let's go for a ride. And don't you need to go to town and get some groceries? I don't think you've been to the grocery store in maybe 3 weeks. So, and I was like, yes. He says, let's do that together. And that way we can test this some more. I want to run it on a dirt road. I want to try out the 4-wheel drive in it. That's what this extra shifter is, a transfer case. Transfer case. It shifts the transfer case. Anyways, but this particular tracker is an automatic locking hubs, electronic locking hubs, something like that. My 98 tracker, I have to get out of the car and turn something on my wheels. But this one, you don't have to. So, yeah. So we took it yesterday, drove it around. I don't know if we were gone a couple of hours, but it was more than an hour. And we went to the grocery store and we filled it with gas and we found some more things. So in the gas tank, I don't know that I can show you this, but when I first got it, I tried to put gas in the gas tank and there was a piece of pipe inside. And I was like, I've never seen anything like that. So I'm only putting, and it would spit gas back out. So I only put a little tiny bit of gas in and brought it back to the mechanic and said, you got to check that. I don't know what's wrong with it. Well, evidently, and I don't know that I can show you this. It's up inside here. Oh, you might be able to see it. Can you see that black? I can't get my finger. That thing right there. That's supposed to be the vent for the gas tank. Well, that is not supposed to be pointing down. It's supposed to be pointing up. So that when you put gas in the gas tank, the air that gets displaced by the liquid gas gets vented out of the car. So he's going to have to turn, I believe what he said was this part, the fill thing inside, that he has to undo a couple of bolts and twist it to get it upright, the right direction, so that you can actually put gas in it. Because when we filled the tank yesterday, the gas gauge works, but it was vapor locking and spitting gas back at you, and not just a little bit, like splashing cups full of gas back at you. It missed our clothes, but we were lucky. So he's got to fix that so that I can actually fill it up with gas. And some gas stations on the ride home don't have the kind of old school filler nozzles they have here. I wouldn't even be able to fill it the way it's working in Vegas and some places in the city. Okay. So other mechanical things, let's see. So mechanically, other things. Under the hood, can I open that? Let's see. Let's see if I can open that and show you under the hood. That would be fun. You want to see under the hood? We could make a joke out of that, I guess. You want to see under the hood? All right. I'm walking in tall grass, and I'm from Arizona. Well, come on, over at the shop there was a rattlesnake, so I'm always looking. I'm always looking before I put my feet down. All right. I think I have to set you down. Whoops. I can't set you down like that. Uh-oh. Orientation is locked. Rotate. Okay. Well, hang on, guys. I'm trying to set you. Okay, that didn't work. I'm trying to set you down so I can open the hood. I need two hands. I need two hands to handle it. There was a commercial when I was a kid, right? Or when I was at home. All right, let's see. And this one, the sideways slidey thing is opposite of my other tracker. Where is it? I can't even see it. It goes the other direction. There we go. All right. All right, you guys can't see this probably, so I'm talk you through it. Okay, I got the thingy in the way. Oh yeah, and whoops, turn it this way. And this is broken. I mean, it's not going to kill anybody, but it's broken. I'm saying, okay, that wasn't a very good comment. Okay, so now we're in the engine. So this plastic fan was broken. So I got on my Zuki site, and one of the guys helped me find out where to get one. And I had to buy one. And it had to be shipped from Puerto Rico. And it's here. And he installed it yesterday. Oh, thank God for a good mechanic, right? So evidently this radiator has already had, I think it's called leak stop. Yeah. Put in it. This is another hoopty thing. See this right here? To patch some kind of hole, somebody melted something and just put it on there. That was to patch a hole in that hose, I guess. There's quite a few things like that have been done on this thing. I'm saying quite a few. The leak stop is probably the biggest concern right now. We checked the coolant levels when we left yesterday. Yeah, see? And then now I'm checking this morning. It was, did it snap? Okay, here's the full line. Down there's the low line. Yesterday when we left, it was full. and now it's halfway down to low. We're concerned. Mike is concerned about the coolant. He did a pressure test on it because he already knew about my trip getting here. So he did a pressure test on it, and when it's cold, the pressure test is fine, but when it's hot, it's not. So he's concerned about me making a long trip with that as an issue. I'm trying to remember what else. There is, however, a little rat thing on there, a little blinky, flashy Ritter rat thing. I can't remember. Oh, the radiator shroud is missing, and I can't find one. There's no junkyards around, and I can't find one to buy. And I talked to my Zuki. Okay, so these were all made by Suzuki. See right there, it says Suzuki. These were all Suzuki engine, Suzuki cars, but they were branded as, this one's a Chevy Tracker. There were Geo Trackers. There were, whatever. Suzuki Samurai, not Samurais, but Sidekicks. So my Zuki guys said, you can get home driving on the highway without the shroud, but don't go four-wheeling without the shroud. And I was like, are you sure? It makes me nervous. So this is kind of, I don't know what else I'm showing you under here. I think I'm going to stop doing this, put the hood down, and then we're going to, okay, so you're on the ground again. I don't know if you can see me or the car or whatever, but let me put this down. And then we're going to go talk some more. I'll find out what's going on. And so the mechanic did kind of straighten this up so the hood wouldn't get caught. It was wiggling a lot on the road. Oh, another problem it has is when we get it up to 60 miles an hour, it has a shimmy. And so the gentleman who had owned this, not long before he passed away, had been driving at night on a dirt road that had a big corner in it, and he missed the corner and ended up driving straight off the road, and that's what popped the airbags. Now, he had just recently rebuilt the whole front end and done bearings and all that stuff, so that stuff's good. But but when that happened, it's possible that there's something bent, and that's, Mike was checking that yesterday when we were out driving it around to test drive it. For, like he said, test driving for safety, to know how far can we take it, what can we do with this, and the big thing being, can I drive it to Arizona? And if not, how far can we drive it? So there's a oh crap, I forgot what I was starting to say. I started to look to see what was going on. Whoops, I put my finger. Okay. You're in screenshots. Oh, that must have been the first. A bunch of messages just came through on my regular part of my phone. Let me go see what y'all are talking about back here. So, yeah, I haven't been able to. I called all around this area. I called down to Pahrump. There's a couple of junkyards down there. Nobody has a cowl. Nobody has a new front seat. There's a gangsta lean in the driver's seat. Do you guys know what a gangsta lean is? A gangsta lean is where maybe the springs in the seat are worn down enough so that you're like leaned over toward the door or something. So there's a little weirdness in the seat like that. It's fine. I can manage that. Will my back hurt? Maybe, but maybe not for long. right? So we just deep breath, right? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Um, but all in all, so we're concerned about the radiator and the coolant system. Um, because of the shimmy in the front end. Shimmy doesn't happen on the dirt road, doesn't happen under 55, um, and doesn't happen in four-wheel drive. The four-wheel drive works. It's got cruise control. Cruise control works. Gas gauge is good. Air conditioner works. Heater works. All that stuff. Radio works. All that stuff works. So the what was I telling you? The So there's one seatbelt issue. The gas tank issue is kind of big because can't fill it very easily. So that the gas tank and the shimmy. Mike would like to put it up on his lift, but he only has one lift in his shop, and his shop car's on there, and he can't take the shop car down until he gets the other parts to put it back together. So that's not happening right now. I asked him if there was any chance that he had a set of those backyard ramps, the metal ramps that we used to drive a car up on, that you can get at like Harbor Freight. He goes, "Oh yeah, I used to have those, but I haven't needed them in so long." And I was like, "Can't we find a set of those somewhere? Don't you have some out in the yard somewhere or something?" Um, so if we could find a set of those that he could get it up on, it won't test what he wanted to test, but he wants to look under to see if he can figure out if something's bent, or if it's that the weights fell off the tires, or if it needs an alignment or something like that. That's what he wants to find out. I know the cruise control works, right? Ha ha. So I'm gonna look back in you guys' messages, because I see one, two, three, four. I see 5 messages at a time. So I have to scroll back and catch up with y'all. But that's basically that's basically what I'm trying to deal with. And whoever that person was that was giving me a hard time over calling it a hoopty, mm, that's my ugly face at you. Quit giving me such a freaking hard time. And if you're teasing me, make sure I know it. Because I've been through enough. I ain't trying to have a trouble trying to figure out what you all are talking about, why you're being so mean to me. Stop being mean. I can't handle it. Okay. So let's see. Catherine, how are you guys doing? I hope you're doing good. Started a new one. Thank you. Okay. Be on the road. Hi. Brooke, hi. Whoop-de-doo, right? Right, Brooke? I mean, Betty Joe. Will you build it out for camping, or is it a point A to point B car? I don't know the answer to that yet, B. I'm not sure I can sleep in it right now. Um, I don't know. Um, that, but I have a tent with me, so I can set up a tent, sleep in a tent. I just don't know the answer. Uh, Caddy Gan 619. What's that level 1 guy at? I don't know what that is. Oh my, I know that area. Spent a week, broke down there yourself. Who's M. Schmidt? Okay. Many kind people there got me through it. Glad you're being helped out too. Thank you so much, um, M. Schmidt. Um, Many kind people, but I broke down, and the only tow truck that could get me, because I was supposed to be somewhere I don't remember. I was supposed to be somewhere in like 5 days to teach a class. It didn't happen, okay? But I got towed 40 miles outside of town. So I've only met the people that knew I was at the shop, which isn't many. So it's been a whole thing. But yes, I am so grateful as well that these are nice, rural, regular old neighbory kind of neighbor people that are good. And yeah, I think both of my vehicles are hoopties. I hear you. Hoopty is a nice term compared to the actual condition. Absolutely, Shane. And I know you like your Lexuses and whatever else you drive, right? But hey, man, I got to do what I got to do. Decent grocery store near there in Hadley. Um, yeah, it's a decent grocery store, but me being on lion diet and stuff and being 40 miles outside of town, I have not had the opportunity to go to this store. I think I've actually been to the store 5 times in 3 months. So it's been challenging, and I'm on disability, so my low income and my EBT card, and it's been a challenge. So yeah, I hear you, Shane, about the snake. You should have spelled it out, Shane. S dash N dash A dash K dash. Yeah, you should have done it that way. Better joke. Anyway, saw our place advertised the largest junkyard spot in the world. Yep. I'd say that Zuki Chevy Tracker is pretty hoopty, with parts so rare and hard to get there. See why? Yes, absolutely. Uh, wrecking your salvage yard. It was like 10 acres. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have some ways to get a hold of my Zuki people again because I'm on a bunch of forums. Like I'm a member of Zooks of Arizona and Little Trucks and I forgot. And then some Facebook groups that are all Suzuki people. And I can get on a couple of sites that are junkyard related and see if I can find that. But right now I was trying to solve the biggest problem first. And if he couldn't fix that shift lever, I don't know how I would have gone very far because I had to use two hands and I thought I was going to break it. And I was yanking it out of, and I was like, no, I don't want to break it anymore. So buying the plastic welder and supplies for like about $50. He's got that working now. So it actually shifts. So no, it was better. I know the cruise control works. Yep. Uh, Not too bad of a vehicle. No, it's possible it could be okay, but okay-ish, right? Pretty amazing. It's yeah, the local Brian gave me a lift out to the mechanic. 15 miles away. Okay, yep. Yeah. So, um Schmidt, uh I did get to go to the library once because the kids had soccer practice. So the mechanic that's helping me, his name's Mike, and it's Boss Custom. But they just recently opened a tire shop here, but they don't have any certified mechanics, and they're a tire shop and they have a contract with the gold mine. So they don't even like to look at normal little cars very much. So there's a whole thing. Say hi to Kayla. Okay, hi Kayla. Do I know you, Kayla? Kayla, if you want to do okay, I have super chats and super thanks and all of those kind of things if you guys wanna. Um uh I have PayPal Me and I have Cash App. Um yes, I still probably will need some help along the way, but right now I'm trying to just tread water, trying to be consistent with my decisions based on my priorities, trying to keep my health in good shape. The stress has been affecting my muscles. Now, some of you who know me well know that I was diagnosed with MS just after COVID, and so a couple years ago. I forgot what the date was. It was one of the Februarys, and so when I get extra stressed, it seems to be my muscles that are weak, and my left side is more affected than my right side. But being on lion diet and carnivore and aiming for animal based in the future, seems to work best. Now, this past week, before I got to go to the grocery store, I was having to eat what was available to me here at this house. And I ate a couple of things that I would not normally have done. And now I've been having heartburn like crazy. Well, heartburn, acid reflux, like crazy. I can't wait for it to go away again. Um, I shouldn't have done that, but I did. And I was feeling pretty down because it was like, oh my gosh, I got this car, and I'm not even sure that I'm actually going to be able to use this car, and I put money in it. And I am gonna, yes, shout out to Smoky Valley Tire, absolutely. It is it has a different name now. Somebody different owns it, and they actually are a franchise shop now. So, and the day that I broke down was 2 days before their grand opening. So so it is different people. Um, but yes, I you know where I am. I broke down. I actually broke down at the rest area across kind of across the street from there. Um, but I'm out at Mike's Boss Custom Shop, which is 40 miles outside of town. And it's been a series of stuff, Schmidt, a series of stuff. But so basically, we're just trying to make sure that this is going to be safe enough for me to drive wherever it needs to be driven. There are options, but I don't know how it's going to work for me. If all we can do safely is drive it in this area, that was my New England accent showing up or something. If it's only safe for me to drive it like locally, short distances, then we'll use it here to help the mechanic do whatever, right? And if we could drive it far enough, we might use it to deliver the engine to the machine shop. And then when his car's fixed, he can go back after it. I don't even know. But yes, this has been all I have chosen over the years to just retitle all of these challenging things as adventures because otherwise you just get depressed. So if you call it an adventure, okay, moving right along. What else have I got to do with my time, right? So that's what's going on today. Tired, yes, but I know that some of it is just the emotional roller coaster part. And there have been a long time ago, because this has been 3.5 months that I've been here. A long time ago, I took a deep breath and said, I am not getting excited over anything because the amount of energy it takes to be excited and then disappointed was just too much energy. And it seemed to affect my muscles because in my body with the autoimmune, whatever, I'm healing up my autoimmune disease. I have had very little. I have been saying that I have been in complete remission for the better part of 3 months. But I just started, once I started dealing with this soupy, I just started having some signs that my muscles are that my that probably my mind is so stressed that my muscles are reacting. And so I'm starting to be a little careful. I can feel myself not walking my regular gait, and I can feel I haven't had any spasms. I had one Charlie horse on camera a couple Sundays ago, but aside from that, that's kind of, yeah. So I made a big mistake eating those couple of things out of this lady's cupboard that were not on my carnivore elimination diet that's been helping me stay in remission. And so that didn't help. I know it didn't help. And so acid reflux, and then my body's reacting to the extra stress. So I am confident, excuse me, still the acid crap. I am confident I will get through this and my stress will calm down. I have been very careful every night, not every morning, but at least every night. I feel she has electricity and hot water and things here. So I have been she doesn't have a bathroom here though. So when I stayed here, I fill a pan with hot water and I put Epsom salts in it. She bought some that had smell in it. And I use a washcloth and I wash really well and I get my feet and the bottom of my feet really good. Epsom salts has magnesium in it, so it gets absorbed a little bit into your skin. It's good to soak in an Epsom salt bath, but it's been too cold. It's freezing temperatures at night now. I come out, there's frost on the ground. It has been 23 degrees 2 or 3 nights in a row. And so her only bathtub is outdoors. Just it's too cold to do that right now. So this is how I've been doing it, getting that magnesium of the Epsom salts on my body to kind of try to help me, keep that stuff under control. I've been, I use I make my own tooth powder with uh, bentonite clay and uh, Redmond's kosher salt and baking soda. And so I brush my teeth every day. I make my bed every day. Even, I've done that for a long time. The consistency, the turtle steps, all those things help for me to stay as even keeled as possible. And so, I brush my teeth every day. I even when I'm in the tracker or car camping or whatever I'm doing, I make my bed, even if it's just that I put my sleeping bag in a stuff sack. Not a tight stuff sack, but just in a loose bag so that it stays aired out. But I make my bed every day. Um, I wash my dishes as soon as I use them. Things like that keep me on an even keel. I do have to use my nighttime Folgers pecan here. And I know TMI, right? And she has a poop bucket, a luggable loo. And so I use that with biodegradable bags that she provided. Um, I don't know what else to tell you, but that's the way this has been. That's this situation. But she does have hot water. She has a propane gas stove. In order to turn that on, I have to hold my breath because I'm allergic to propane. And so I've learned over the years how I can safely use it if it's in a large enough space. If it's too enclosed and there's no air, like often travel trailers and things are too enclosed, I can't do it. If you're outdoors and the wind's not blowing my direction, I can often uh, I can often be around it. But don't ask me to be the person to boil a pot of spaghetti or something. Not happening. Of course, I don't eat spaghetti, so. But that's how I've been dealing with those things. It the construction of her little cottage here, house here, it's straw bale, cob, and so the walls are a couple of feet thick. And she has gophers pretty bad here. Um, Whoops! Wow. Okay, I mushed that around, didn't I? But anyway, so I've been being really careful to Yeah, I've been really careful to take care of all those things to keep myself on as even a keel as I can. I do feel a little puffy, but I ate some things that weren't like okay. When I went to the store, I was like, I don't give a crap. This isn't meat. This is not my lion diet. This is not um, uh, animal based. This is not carnivore at all. But I want corn chips and salsa. And the safest corn chips happen to be these tostadas shells that are fried in coconut oil. That's the only ingredients are corn, sea salt, and coconut oil. And I bought those. It's too much grease. And I bought a jar of salsa, and salsa has ingredients that I shouldn't have. It has things like xanthan or guar gum or something. That stuff messes me up. I shouldn't have tomatoes. I shouldn't have onions. I know this. I ate it anyways, and I'm paying for it. Okay? So that's that. Okay, so I guess I've just talked and talked and talked. We're at 56 minutes. I didn't see Jeremy, so I'm figuring Jeremy's not here today, but I don't know for sure. There's 15 of you. Thank you for being here. Thumbs up is supposed to help the algorithms. I don't know if it does. Yeah, there's supposed to be lots of things in this area. Evidently, there's a beautiful um, wild camping spot 10 miles up the road, but I'm not hiking 10 miles up the road into the mountains. Let me turn the camera around. See those mountains? I'm not walking up in those mountains. I've already done hiking on the Appalachian Trail, okay? I know what that's like over there. And I'd have to walk on the highway. It's really, yeah, I don't feel like doing that right now. Well, I haven't been walking like that in a while. So, or hiking like that in a while. And yeah, am I a little disappointed in myself? Yeah. I go back and forth sometimes between giving in to the thoughts about having MS and acknowledging it, or realizing that it's in such remission that one day I'm going to get a clear MRI, and which is possible. I know a couple of people who, through using carnivore diet, did. They went back to have their MRIs and they have no lesions, which means they don't have it anymore. So they healed it. That's what my goal is. I totally expect that to happen for me. I just don't know how long it's going to take my body to do that. So um, I I think about it a lot, that I'm disappointed that I brought the little 12-volt refrigerator with me, or that I even have it. But how would I have done this without it? Right? How would I be doing the diet I'm doing without it? Now I haven't been able to use it the whole time I've been here because took the we had to unhook the solar system, and the battery's not in the car, so I haven't been able to use my fridge. I will put it in this hoopty car, but I just I need that is very useful at the cabin when I'm able to be at the cabin. But I don't, what can I say? I'm 65. I'm not ancient. I'm not young. I don't feel old. I don't feel like I'm getting ready to, go somewhere else, pass on. But you never know what's going to happen. So I've thought about the fact that for years and years and years, part of the reason I'm such a minimalist is I love the freedom I have when everything I own is in a backpack. People can only steal what you leave somewhere. People can only take it from you by fighting you to get it, if you've got it on you. And so, I have way more control and all these things. And so for years, all my vehicles, part of why I've been such a, hi Clarita, part of the reason that I've been such a minimalist was because I learned that it was just the freedom that I had from just not owning so much and not having so much. And then you kind of, then the property in the cabin, well, the cabin happened because of COVID. That was why I made the decision to build the cabin. And it had to do with helping other people. But then those people never showed up. I was like, well, okay, well, so much for that. I don't know what that's all about, but you know. So I know there was somebody on Facebook that said that they were coming after me. They haven't even called me. Um, that's twice now that they've done that. That they've said online, "Oh, I'm going to go after her." I was like, "Okay," but not even a phone call. So I don't know why they would do that, but whatever. Um, yeah, my income is a part of this, the rural area that I broke down in, and the fact that I have this unusual, not available engine um, in my rig. It's not, yeah. Those are the things that yeah, you can't take it with you, right? Exactly. And I had something happen when I had my apartment in Times Square, New York. Um, I had an apartment for 5 years in Times Square, New York. I was first on disability. It was a place I was able to get into because I was on disability, and and it was on my bucket list. So it's not on my bucket list anymore. I loved it, still love New York, but don't want to be there anymore. Um, but I had an incident happen where a neighbor passed away, and I knew something happened, and everybody told me I couldn't possibly know, and I was like, I think I do. And then I watched the security and the building management hide me from the police so that I wouldn't tell them what happened, or how many times I had reported that something was wrong, or that I was getting sick from the smell. And then I watched what happened when the investigators came and whatever else. And I saw what happened to her things and how they didn't even try to find her children or anything else. And I was like, I'm not going out like that. If I have something and I want somebody to have it, I'm going to give it to them now. And I'm just going to have less because I can't take it with me. And what's the point? And I've been through a series of things. I had an ex-husband who didn't want me to be an artist, so he threw all my canvas supplies, all my canvases, all my canvas supplies, all my paintings, all my paint brushes, all my everything, threw them in a fire. Um, I had somebody else destroy all my sewing machines because I was a fabric artist as well. I was an oil painter. I was I've been a fine artist and a fabric artist and, whatever. And between them being burnt, being stolen, I've had life. And you know what? Not doing it. I'm done. And when I got to a certain stage, it was like, you know what? The freedom of only having what I could manage on my own, plus the amount of faith that I developed in that thing that I call God that has always had my back. The combination of those two, what a freaking way to travel. And then I started traveling internationally, and I lived outside the country in Central America for 7 years. And it's yeah, skills don't cost anything to have. Get skills and practice them, but give the shit away. Why we gotta keep it? We don't have to keep it. I mean, I'm having a little problem with the fact that I actually own a cabin sometimes. I also have a little problem with I came back to the United States, and long distance hiking in the United States is challenging. I have had crap thrown at me because I had a backpack on and I was hiking. Um, I've had people throw beer bottles at me out of pickup trucks, just because I had a backpack and I was hiking. And I was like, I wasn't hitchhiking. I was just on the road going from one trail head to another. And and I'm like, yeah, I had enough of that shit. So, now I have cars. Well, then you got to have insurance. You got to, be legal with everybody else. Oh, guess what I saw when we were out yesterday? There's somebody in an orange elf vehicle towing a trailer that was on this highway out here yesterday. That was something I seriously considered doing over the last, like, how many years? 6, 7 years. I knew about the elf cars, elf vehicles, um, when I was in New York because they had 4-wheel drive ones for police. And what these are, you don't need insurance. You don't need because you don't need insurance. You don't need registration because technically they're a recumbent bike vehicle, and they have a solar panel to keep an electronic assist pedal system charged. So, and they're capable. And I was like, oh, and they're weatherproof. They have a skin over them. And I was like, I wanted one of those so bad. And then the price went up, and because I thought, wow, what a way to travel. Because it's not a motorcycle and it's not a, this and it's not the other. That would be sweet. And then I could be disconnected from a lot. But the other thing is that I am on disability, and so I have to stay connected for in order to get that check. Or I, yeah. So I never did it. So hi, cheeky Evie, I think is what it says. So thank you guys for all being here. We're at an hour. Do we have other questions besides what's going on for me? It's true. There is such a reality. There is this reality in nomad world. Okay. There's nomad burnout. And look, I'm not the only one who has had this problem with my engine this summer. Okay. Because if you guys watch Chrome, of Van City Van Life up in Canada, he just had the same thing happen to his van, but he has more money than I do. So he can just go, oh, well, all right, let's buy an engine. Let's fix my thing. Let's cut the rust out of the vehicle and fix it. You know, I haven't got money like that. If I had money to throw at this, I don't know what I would have done differently. Let's just say that because I think I've made good decisions. But if money was no object, maybe earlier on when we were struggling with finding an engine, I might have put it on a trailer and gotten it back to Arizona. But I can't say that I would have done that for sure. So, but nomad burnout is real, where you get tired of the people begging you for things because you're a little more successful at it than they are, or you have skills and they want to know what you know, but they don't want to work at learning how to do that. They want you to feed them or take them places. Oh, good Lord, the things I've been through. Um, or the other thing is the breakdowns and the serious breakdowns that take months and months and months. I have to say that I do agree that the last 2 years, it seems like a lot of the older vehicles are just having more and more head gasket problems. I got a hunch that something they're doing to the gas or something they're not making the head gaskets like they used to. I don't know, but it just feels like there's a whole lot more of those kind of problems happening. And I said, seems like, who am I to really, I don't really know, but so do you guys have questions about your own situations I can help you with and get some of, I've told you all my crap. So for the moment. So is there anything I can help you with today? And Catherine, if you're still there, how are you and Homer doing? Have your situation improved at all? Are you making any changes? Um, Homer and Catherine's rig is older. They broke down in Snowflake, Arizona. They're close to a town. They're in a pretty okay place to like survive. Um, but their goal, I think, last I had heard, was to try to get to Quartzsite where they could become full-time residents of Quartzsite in some way. I think that was kind of the plan. So now I'm going to look and see. Any more? Whoops. I hit the wrong button. I was hitting the down button to see. 4 more sleeps and you'll be back to your van. Good for you. Are you, you're, no, your van's in New Mexico, as I recall. But did they get the mouse problem solved? Because you know what I say about the mouse problem, right? Good old Simple Green. Simple Green, original flavor. You got to get the original green one for it to work. Soak it. Check it. Soak it. Ask Tiny. They know how to do it now. Um, Yep. So we're going to pray for each other, whatever you do. I use those words. Um, so just, keep hanging in there. Do use your okay, good question, SRR. Um will a travel ID or driver's license get me into Mexico without carrying my birth certificate with me? What do you mean by travel ID? No, it will not. No, that's not appropriate post COVID, after COVID happened. So now, oh, yes, it works, Tiny? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm being corrected. The last I had checked, when I went into Mexico last, you know what? I got to correct myself. When I went into Mexico in March, I was driving. And driving, the answer is no. You've got to have either, you can get into Baja with the passport card or a passport book, but you can't drive into Mexico or Baja with only a driver's license. Um, and Tiny, I thought you couldn't do the birth certificate thing anymore, but I guess. Oh, Tiny was talking about Simple Green. Okay. So, and you're fine. You're staying in Snowflake for now. Okay. That's Catherine. Okay. So let me go back to the passport, driver's license, birth certificate. No, after COVID happened, you can no longer use your you can no longer use your driver's license or your um, national driver's license. Yes, in Arizona, you have a choice of getting just the cheap driver's license or getting the one that's nationally recognized. I just upgraded to my nationally recognized. There's a different name. But you cannot use that to go into Mexico. You need your passport card or your passport. Yeah. So apply for your passport card or your regular passport. Not a hard process, takes a few weeks, but seriously, I think everybody should have a passport and I think you should travel, in my humble opinion. So I did get my, oh, is that what they're calling it? Is a star driver's license? Yeah. Um, yeah. But you can't use that to get into Mexico. I know walking across into Mexico at Algodones, um, you can get in, but your driver's license or birth certificate won't get you out anymore. They've cracked down on that. They don't like it. So that you just go to the DMV or MDV, and Arizona calls it the MDV. Just go to the MDV and it's a little extra money. That's little extra money. I don't remember what they do. They because I mine you know in Arizona they give us our driver's license from whatever age you are till you're 65, and at 65 you have to renew it. And I turned 65 this year, so I had to renew. When I went in, I said, so I don't want it renewed for the regular kind. I want it renewed for the national one. And so that's what we did. And they had to take a new picture. That it was no big deal. Yeah, it was just money. It wasn't hard. And Brooke, if you're Betty Joe, if you're down at Parker, you go in and sometimes you're in there 20 minutes. It's no big deal. Depends on the day. But yeah. It basically it's just money. I've got to do DMV here and MDV when I get back to Arizona because I have no license plates on that car yet. But here in Nevada, you can drive at a short distance with no license plates, but not for long. I just because it's been at the mechanics and it's over an hour away to the DMV. It's like, hang on, I'm not ready for that trip yet. And then then I think all they'll give me is a trip permit, which you can't get online if you don't live in Nevada. Nevada. I keep getting corrected. I don't say it right. So there you go, Betty Joe. I know. I don't know what's going on with me yet, but um, I might stay here tonight because she said I could. And then I'll be back over sleeping in the tracker tomorrow. Oh, that's the plan because I need to have the hoopty at the mechanic shop, and I would like to sleep in my own bed. So, and I want to wash my hair. Although I don't think I even own. I don't even have any baking soda or anything for washing my hair. I don't know what I'm doing there. Well, it's not like it's a problem. I can wash my hair with salt. I don't even care. But or just water. But yeah, that's the plan because I need to have the hoopty at the mechanics so that in between what he's working on, when he needs a break from one thing, he can mess around with the other thing. And then I can try to be helpful to them. So I don't know. We'll work that out. But that's the plan. So just keep praying for each other, right? And Catherine, have you guys had snow yet? It's not quite time for snow, but sometimes you get a weird weird storm and around the end of October. And then for sure by Thanksgiving you'll get a snow flurry. Um, but you guys are so close to town and Walmarts, being in Snowflake. You guys probably will be just fine where you're at. I'm deciding. I I also with my repairs on the white 98 tracker, on my white tracker, the little mini me Jeep tracker. Um, when that's all finished and ready for me to pick up, I know that I'm going to have to at least pay. See, the installation is about $900, and the uh, mechanic shop is at least $900. So it's very possible that it's going to cost me about $3,000 when I'm able to pick up that other tracker. So you all know that means I'm saving money like freaking crazy. And because I'm not at risk of not having a home on the road because I have a tent and I have this other car now, Howa will no longer, Homes on Wheels Alliance will no longer help me. So I'm on my own with this. And so, I'm going to be saving money like crazy. And when I went to put gas in this one, it was $45 because the tank was empty. And I don't know what the gas mileage is going to be. It'll be good, but it won't be, perfect. Well, and we drove it in 4-wheel drive yesterday. That eats gas, anyways. But that was, he wanted to test. He wanted to see if the shimmy had anything to do with the lockers being stuck or anything. And he said, yeah, it's not. So, um, try to remember what else. So I will be, so part of my trying to keep my, yeah, there you go, trying to keep my expenses down. I was able to put the white tracker, the 98, I was able to put that into storage mode on my insurance. And then I added this one. And so I'm paying $7 more than I was before. And I have them both on the insurance right now, but it's in storage mode. And what else have I done? I got rid of everything I could that was an expense. So, and I've decided to cut my groceries in half. When I first started doing Lion Diet, I was advised to provide for myself between 2 and 2.5 pounds, between 2 pounds and 2.5 pounds of meat each day. And so I've been trying to do that. And some days, I was starting to get to where in the beginning it was like, oh my God, this is so good and I feel so much better. And oh, I just can't get enough. And then there came a point where it was like, yeah, okay, I'm getting tired of eating meat. But I'm not like tired of eating meat. It was just like, I don't know, I just don't want it. Right. And so I wasn't eating it as much, but my weight hasn't changed, which was weird for me. I thought, well, crap, if I'm not eating as much, seems like I'd get skinnier. Well, it didn't happen. Um, and so, but now I've decided that I'm going to try only eating 1 pound of meat a day so that I can save money. Where there's a will, there's always a way. If you remember right, the Austin Senior Center used to do Meals on Wheels delivery, but not sure. Yeah, I'm on such a specialized diet with my autoimmune um, that I just don't want to risk that. And so I do pay for my own food. I do get $40 worth of EBT a month. And no, it's not much, but it's what happens. Oh, that was a bang in the background. So yeah, I don't, it's what it is. Um, I've been blessed a couple of times at the mechanic shop. He was doing a barbecue and he had venison and elk on the barbecue and on the smoker. That was nice. But yeah, I'm just um, and I'm so far out of town that I haven't met people. So uh, haven't met, haven't seen a church, haven't. It's just been the way it is. Hi, Iris. Iris, you're going to want to go back and look at this later because I did a tour of the hoopty. So, well, guys, I don't know what else to talk about. I hope I'm giving you something worth. I must be, let me rephrase that. I must be giving y'all something because y'all come back and I appreciate you. And it would have been way harder to not have had y'all as part of my community. It's been very challenging to do this. And yet, it's just another adventure. Just, sometimes if we just give things a different title, different name, it helps us. Thank you. Thank you, Schmidt, so much. Yeah. Oh, and there's magpies here. And I never been around magpies much, except for here. And oh my goodness, those things are like little vultures or something. And then there's been a woodpecker pecking on the side of her house. Um, when I first was here, well, I forget when it was, a couple days ago. I was like, I thought somebody knocking on a door somewhere, and I'm running around hunting. It was woodpecker. It's kind of funny. Yes, we are kind of a cool little community. It may be little, but I think we really support each other pretty well. I see that response, SRR, and good luck with that, sweetheart. I think you can maneuver that pretty well. Um, oh, I don't know if I'll put that car seat on. I might start. I want to put the car seat in the on those seats in the hoopty. I don't feel like it right now. You know what else I've been doing off and on? Now, I can't do it everywhere, but like between these two places, like I said, I'm over here checking on the chickens today. And then she said I could stay tonight. So I'll stay tonight. I guess I could stay a couple of nights, but I'll probably only stay tonight because I told the mechanic I would have the car over there for him. But sometimes I get to watch YouTube or something on one of their TVs at one of these houses. And so when I house sat here, I was binge watching Tiny House Nation and oh, and I'd never seen Alone. Love that. Survival shows. Oh, good Lord. Love that stuff. I was like, see, that's why I get through these things. Because just like them, I keep busy. Sometimes for me, my busy is just pen on paper. What is this? Uh, wow. Oh, that was bad. Okay. I just got a weird message. You guys didn't see it because it was held for review. But wow. Okay, let me go back up here. Where was that? Keeping you. Okay, thank you. Nice hanging out. Yes, thank you. Oh yeah, magpies or something else. Oh, thank you, Ron. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, baling wire. Yeah, yeah. Actually, the mechanic has a roll of baling wire out in the field. We've had to go get some a couple of times. And sometimes when I'm over at the mechanics, I get to help him with other things. Like I took it on that if it was okay with him and his wife, I don't mind helping wash dishes for the family, right? You guys help me do it. Don't leave me with or I'll help you with, you want me to take the garbage buckets out to the chickens, right? Um, but I would do things like that to help out. And so some of those things, yeah. So some of those things are a thing. Okay. Yeah, Iris, that is a problem up there. I see what you did. But that timeout not going to be enough. I just tried to block them. I don't know who that person is. They need to get a life. I think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna say this is good enough. I need to go use the bathroom. Um, so y'all, this week would y'all please pray for each other. Pray for the trolls that get on our live chat and give us problems. Um, pray for miracles for all of us. We can always we can always use miracles, all of us. Um, Nobody in this world is immune from unusual circumstances, um, or bullying or hate or whatever else. And but they don't need to bring it here. They don't need to bother us. um, and we can love them. Let's be the change we want to see in the world. Don't always know how we do that. I really don't. But I do know that if I do my best to be a good example and I let the good parts of me shine, that it seems to affect other people. So, yeah, just put things in. Sometimes all you can do is just change the way you speak about something, and the thing will start to change for you. Yeah. All right. So y'all have a wonderful week. I will see you next week. Love y'all. Ciao. Happy travels.